This is the Cubs POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Chicago Cubs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Locked On Cubs POSTCAST here on the Locked On Cubs YouTube channel. Joe George here with you, and find me on Twitter at Joe George Radio. The Cubs win 11-10 against the Los Angeles Dodgers in extra innings. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $250 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Lots of fun action you could have had in this one, guys. Cubs were plus 500 after the first inning, or when they came up to bat in the first. You could have got this game all over the place. I had the over in this one. This was a fantastic, incredible baseball game. Again, another instant classic for the Chicago Cubs already this season. So much to get into win this game. We're going to talk about how the Cubs won it. We're going to talk about Kyle Tucker. We're going to talk about the bad things in this game, because we are not going to ignore what happened at third base and in the bullpen today, even with the guys left on. But we're going to get to all that stuff in the second half of the show. Right away, we're going to get to our turning point of today's game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Really, we're just going to knock out 2 for 1 here. Our turning point of the game and our player of the game. It's Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is the man. He is the superstar the Chicago Cubs I've wanted them to have my entire life. This is the best player they've had in so long. He's incredible. He is everything you've wanted times 10 so far as a member of the Chicago Cubs. To come up there, to hit that 2-run home run, to make it 10-9. Miguel Amaya hits another one. Kyle Tucker needs to be a Chicago Cub for the rest of his life. It's not an if, and, but, or what question. It's a definite. He needs to be a Cub. And this game proves it again. Why? He's the turning point of today's game. He hits that 2-run home run. Miguel Amaya comes up. He ties it to send this thing into extra innings. Porter Hodge with a lockdown 10th. I mean, that was everything you could ask for out of a bullpen pitcher, with the garbage Manfred man on second base. And then Ian Happ comes through in the clutch, something the Cubs kind of struggled with in this game. Gets Brujan home from second base to walk the Dodgers off. They're now 15-10 on the season. But as the chat says here, as Justin says, pay that man his money. Pay King Tuck. It's not even a question at this point. I mean, he just continues to come through time and time again. He has been on base in every single game except for 2. He has been phenomenal for the Chicago Cubs. And he is the reason why the Cubs won this game. Because when you needed someone the most to come up, he came up to the plate. He hit the home run. He made 2 great catches also today. He had the one above the sign right below the basket. He had another one near the wall. 2 great plays defensively from Kyle Tucker. He did everything you could have asked for in this game. And honestly, the player of the game could go to a bunch of guys. Crow-Armstrong had a phenomenal baseball game. Miguel Amaya, that home run, definitely deserves credit for this one. Hell, even Shota Imanaga, like how he battled through after struggling in the first, really, which wasn't his fault because there was 3 unearned runs there in the first inning. He battled through to get you deeper into this ball game. And your bullpen collapsed again. And what did your offense do? Your offense, for the 10th time this season, for the 7th time this season, scored 10 or more runs. It's the most in baseball by far. The closest team is 3 games in which offense has scored 10 or more runs. The Cubs have done it 7 times. I mean, Kyle says here, how many all-time wins do we deserve this year? I don't know how many we deserve, but we've already got 2 of them. I mean, this is 2 instant classic games that have been incredible. And again, real quick, Porter Hodge, that's perfect outing. I mean, you get the ground out, the strikeout, the ground out. That was so clutch for him. That's why he is – a lot of people have wanted him as the closer of this team. It's been great with him and Presley so far in the 8th and the 9th. But getting to the 10th inning and having Hodge out there, get that job done. We saw what happened the other day in Arizona after the rain delay on Sunday and went extras. When you're giving up runs to the Manfred man, you just can't hang forever. Again, Ian Happ to come through in the clutch. It's awesome. This is so much fun. The Cubs are so much fun right now. And it's not even summer yet. Like when the wind's really blowing out at Wrigley Field and it's warm and it's beautiful and it's not cold or anything like that. I mean, it is going to be a lot of fun. It's interesting to see what's happened. Not everyone loves FanGraphs and those kind of nerdier websites, but FanGraphs has the Cubs as the best chance to win the World Series. this year. I'm not sure I feel that confident. They get like a 17% chance, but everything that's happened with this team has just been absolutely fun, at least to say the least. It's not been perfect at all. And today's a great example of what's not perfect with the Cubs and what's to work on. But you can fix a lot of these problems. You can fix third base. You can fix the bullpen. You can add to your rotation. You don't need to find Kyle Tucker. You have Kyle Tucker. So again, he's the player of the game. He's the turning point of this one. So much to get into through this entire game. Crow-Armstrong. Let's talk about him here for a second. That home run was a bomb. That thing, and I thought that in the ninth there, I thought he got his too before Miguel Amaya did. Off the bat, it looked like it. But Crow-Armstrong, another phenomenal day for him. Coming off where he had an 8-game streak of getting an extra base hit in a game that ended on Sunday. To bounce back in this one, he really is just going out there. And if you look at WAR and things like that, he's one of the 5 best players in baseball so far this season, tied with Kyle Tucker. They're 2 of the top 6 guys in baseball right now in terms of WAR. So Crow-Armstrong is really, really coming on strong for the Cubs right now. And the other thing that we've talked a lot about in these postcast shows is because it's Carson Kelly or it's Miguel Amaya. Like you don't have to change what's going on with these guys. They're both hitting the ball so well and coming through in the clutch when you need them. I mean, having 2 catchers produce at this level is such a bonus for the Cubs. And it's why you don't need to make one of them your starter, because you just don't need to. Like, whichever one you put out there, you're getting production for immediately. I love Mark says give PCA $600 million right now. They only offered him 75. That's a big jump, Mark. I appreciate that. But that's a big jump from the $75 million they reportedly offered him. But yeah, pay PCA too. Like, that's the kind of guy you want to see on the Cubs also for a very, very long time. Him and Kyle Tucker in center field and right field for the next decade is everything Cubs fans, I think, could dream of and more from your outfield. Both those guys are absolutely so much fun to watch. All right, I hate doing this. I want to know everybody's name. I want to remember everyone on the Cubs. Hollowell, this kid was nasty in this game. He was clutch. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, no hits to get to the Cubs to the point to be able to tie this game. I mean, Darren's giving me a hard time as I start saying that's funny. But man, like that's a huge performance from him too, to come in out of there, 2 innings, shutout baseball against the best lineup. You know what? No, sorry. They're not the best lineup in baseball, because the Cubs are the best lineup in baseball. One of the best lineups in baseball, the Dodgers. He was also very good in this game. So kudos to him for coming in there, getting 2 innings for the Cubs in this game when they absolutely needed it the most. All right, we will take our break here. When we get back, we will talk about some of the bad stuff that happened in this game. We'll react to your comments, and also there's still so much good things to get to as well. And just a reminder, Sam is also going to be live in about probably 10-15 minutes as soon as I wrap up. He'll be live right here on the Locked On Cubs channel for a 30-minute show as well. So we'll take a break, and we'll get back here on the Locked On Cubs postcast on the Locked On Cubs YouTube channel. The NBA playoffs are almost here. They're here, actually. And FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's super easy to put together props, looking at the lines the next day. If you want to look at live action, again, watching the Cubs live action line was all over the place, from plus 500 to minus money, all over the place for the Cubs in this one. All of that you can find on FanDuel. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. All right, let's talk about some of the bad stuff here real quick. We'll get back to the good stuff. Gage Workman, gotta go. Gotta go. Rule 5 player, great spring training. Supposed to be his best part was his defense. We've now seen him make 3 crucial mistakes as the third baseman for the Cubs. I know Shaw was struggling and they sent him down to the minors. Obviously, he's only been down there a couple days at this point. Hasn't had a ton of at-bats, but Workman cannot be your everyday third baseman. It starts in the first inning. I know it's a weird bounce. They talked about it in the broadcast. Jim Deshaies is giving him a kind of a break there on that ball. He should have made that play. And then he thinks he has the ball in his glove later in the game. He doesn't. And it's another crucial mistake that leads to more Dodger runs. Third base is to me, the biggest glaring problem for the Cubs right now. Honestly, more than the bullpen, because we've seen this bullpen have some good outings. Yes, they've had disasters. They've given up more than 8 earned runs 3 times this season. Keller gave up 4 earned runs himself in today's game. Got the first out when he came in to replace Shota, and then got hit around there himself, which was not great, but he's been pretty good so far. He's been pretty good. But third base is not. Third base has not been good. This is why you should have this is why you should have paid Alex Bregman. This is why you need to be aggressive to fix this. If Shaw cannot figure this thing out in the minors, you got to fix third base, because Workman's not the answer. Birdie's not the answer. Turner's not the answer. They don't have an answer right now at third base. But what you definitely can't have is someone out there at third base that's making the errors that he's having. Because the reason why the Cubs should have lost this game is because of Gage Workman. Because of the mistakes he made in the first and then later in the game, where the Dodgers capitalize on those problems. Yes, there are walks and things like that around it, so it's not technically all on him. But those errors led to huge moments for the Dodgers and are the reason why the Cubs should have lost this game. If it was not for the best offense in baseball, this whole postcast show would have been saying he got to go for 20 minutes. So instead, we're going to give him 3 minutes and give him a pass because of what Kyle Tucker, Miguel Amaya, Pete Crow-Armstrong, and Ian Happ did in this game. But they got to fix third base. It is the number one thing they have to address along with the bullpen. And you can get bullpen arms. It's much harder to get a good third baseman. But if your third baseman's not going to hit, you got to get someone out there that's got a consistent and good glove. Because you've gotten almost no production this year at third base from anyone that's out there. It doesn't matter who's playing third base. Offensively, you've got nothing. And if Matt Shaw is going to be hitting 150, but he's the best third baseman defensively, bring him back up. Because if his confidence can't handle struggling at the plate, then oh well. Then he's not the guy we want him to be. So I want Shaw back up here immediately. I don't want to see Gage Workman ever play third base ever again. I know he had a great spring training, but it's just tough. It's tough, man, to have those mistakes in this game. And again, it was a fantastic game, and he's going to kind of get a pass on this one. And I know there's some comments in here in the chat about Dansby at the plate. Yeah, Dansby has not been great at the plate, but he's a fantastic defensive player. So that's the counterpoint. Is he gives you that's what I'm saying here with at third base is I can deal with Dansby's struggles because he's one of the best shortstops in baseball. It's really a problem at third base. They just you got to find someone that can come in and just play adequate and consistent third base and not make mistakes. Because you didn't see John Birdie have a near disaster the other day where he bounced it to first base and Michael Busch caught it, but it was nearly a mess himself. So I just have no confidence in what's happening at third right now. All right. And then the bullpen. Keller gives up a couple runs, obviously, in this one. But you know what? It is what it is. You're not going to be perfect all the time. Not going to hammer Keller for this game. We obviously would like to see them be better in this one. And then back to the positives here. So let's go back to Shota real quick. So he has the 3 unearned runs there in the first. His final stat line, 5 2/3, 5 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, gave up 3 home runs. We're obviously not seeing the best version of Shota at this point in the season, right? I think we all can see that. He's not been as phenomenal consistently as he was last year, but he's still been pretty good. And what I appreciate about this start, and the reason why this is someone that you have to, I think you can truly, truly rely on, is that when he does have a rough outing to start, I trust him to collect himself and figure it out. And that's what he did. And he's another huge reason why the Cubs won this game, because he could have unraveled. A lot of starting pitchers in baseball would. They would see that 3-run homer come off the board, giving up 3 home runs in total, and a starting pitcher would normally not make it 5 2/3 like he did today. So Shota, another huge factor to why the Chicago Cubs won this game today. And yeah, we all want to see a bounce back outing. But look, they continue to play against the toughest schedule in all of baseball, and they've now at least split this 2-game series. Hopefully can get a sweep tomorrow. I think the last time I checked, it's undecided for who the Dodgers are. I don't know if they've made an announcement who'll be starting, who'll be pitching tomorrow for the Dodgers, but Boyd will be on the mound for the Cubs. So you'll have an opportunity to beat a team. And I think the other thing that I want to talk about just as a big picture part of these Dodgers series so far is the pitching staff overall and what they've done for Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani in these series has had opportunities to come through in clutch situations, and they have done a fantastic job, really from top to bottom, against Shohei Ohtani in this series, all these series this year. He has been really shut down by the Cubs pitching staff, and I think that's a huge reason why we see, the Cubs win the last series versus the Dodgers, have a chance to win tomorrow, and I guess that would give you, I guess that math makes it right. Win the season series against the Dodgers, and hopefully you won't play them again until late in October. So a lot of really fun things to go to in this game. The Cubs are can't miss television right now. That's one thing about the Cubs is they're can't miss television, and they can't turn off your TV, because when they're down, they're able to come back at a drop of a hat, and when they're up, they're ready to blow it as well. Like you cannot turn off a Cubs game. It feels like if you do, you are going to miss something dramatic this season with the Cubs, because they've had so many games that have been absolutely insane. And this victory today over the Dodgers to move to 15-10 just adds to it. All right, before we wrap up today and get out of here so Sam can go live here on the show for another 30 minutes, talk all things Cubs baseball with you guys, where Sam will go live again as soon as this show basically wraps up here on the Locked on Cubs YouTube channel. Let's get to what you'll be talking about after this game.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's the things we've covered here, but there are going to be positives and negatives. The positive Cubs fans are going to be talking about how the game ended. Kyle Tucker, Miguel Amaya, Ian Happ. The negative Cubs fan is going to be talking about what happened with Gage Workman, only talking about Gage Workman and the bullpen today. But the biggest thing is just that the Cubs are fun, the Cubs are good, and they're the best offense in baseball. And it's really not even close statistically. Sometimes I think when people use that word best, they're exaggerating. They're trying to say something that they can't really prove a lot of times. But the Cubs are the best offense in baseball, and they just continue to roll out fantastic games this season. All right, so that will do it for us today. Remember, my name is Joe George. You find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Joe George Radio. Subscribe to the Locked on Cubs YouTube channel. Like our videos as well. We're live here after every single Cubs game for 15 to 20 minutes. And tonight, Sam will be going live here on the channel in just a couple minutes to continue talking about today's masterclass and very fun baseball game by the Chicago Cubs. So thanks for watching. We'll be live tomorrow as soon as the Cubs game wraps up. So talk to you tomorrow. Peace.